The U.S. government just spent between $22 million and $37 million so far, that number's going to increase, on a sea tank. It's described as an ultra-heavy lift amphibious connector, and it acts as a boat on water, but it transitions to a tank on land without any change. Like, you don't need to, fucking press a button and it does a little transformer thing. No. It just goes right from water onto land. It's a boat on water. When it gets on land, it's a tank. And it also can crush seawalls up to 10 feet high. This thing is a fucking behemoth. It's unreal how intimidating it looks, and we can thank Navitec Ltd. And the Office of Naval Research, and of course you and me, the U.S. taxpayer, for this monstrosity. So if you're keeping score, it's, $37 million and counting or so on this, and then you add that to, the $400 billion lost for a plane that doesn't fly. We covered that story recently. Remember the F-35-2? Because, the old F-35s, they're so obsolete now. I mean, it's basically like using a fucking slingshot. We obviously needed to upgrade to the F-35-2. For that cost, we literally could have given every homeless person in the country a $600,000 house. There is a laundry list of stuff about a few thousand things long that we could have spent the money better on those things. But this is the problem with the United States of America. I mean, 57% of our discretionary spending is on the military. And why do we need these things? I don't know if you noticed, but the people who we fought most recently, they lived in caves and they wear capes. Osama bin Laden with his dress/cape. Al-Qaeda using guns left over from the 1970s and 1980s, which, by the way, we fucking gave them. They might not have any weapons if it wasn't for Ronald Reagan giving the Mujahideen all these weapons, and then them using it to fight the Soviets, but then eventually, of course, it broke up into the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and now they use it to fight us. Why do we need a sea tank? Why do we need one? Why do we need a new F-35? Why do we need to spend 57% of discretionary spending on military? I think we can get by with 30%. Okay? It's like with our 900 military bases around the world. Now, some people respond to me when I say that, and they go, yeah, but a lot of them are small. Okay. That kind of proves my point further, doesn't it? What, we can't get by with 200 military bases? Or 300? We need 900. We need 900. We really needed to waste $7 trillion in Iraq? That's what it's going to cost, by the way, when you extrapolate out to 2053 and you add the interest on the borrowed money and add everything together. I mean, this is madness. And then meanwhile, the same people who don't bat an eyelash at this kind of spending, a sea tank which we'll never need ever, okay? These are the same people that say, oh, we can't let in the country a couple thousand child refugee immigrants who are escaping a drug war, a country with more violence than Iraq at the height of its war. We can't afford to give them a hot pocket and some water and a roof over their head because we just simply don't have the money. That's funny. When it came to giving bailouts to Wall Street, giving subsidies to Wall Street, giving corporate welfare to Walmart and ExxonMobil, doing pork barrel spending projects, and spending a metric fuck ton on private defense contractors on stupid shit like a sea tank, nobody cares about fiscal conservatism then. But when it's to help out a little brown kid, or when it's to give $1.30 a meal in food stamps, which just makes it so that our poorest citizens don't starve to death, now all of a sudden, fiscal conservatism, we can't do it, gotta cut the program, cut. Healthcare for poor people, fuck that, cut it. Our priorities are comically stupid.